Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mikey Report. Everything that you need to know. We're at, if you can't read the board, 48 states, 34 countries, and counting. Arkansas and Rhode Island, I'm still looking for you. And speaking of Arkansas, we have Little Rock, of course, as our feature city of the month with weather. But we have some good news out of Sweden after some horrific happenings. So I want to quickly get to this. Our normal information source didn't carry this, which I'm kind of shocked. But we have, and right now it's the All-State Sugar Bowl on ESPN, Ohio State versus Arkansas. And as far as I know, yes, Ohio State still leads 31-26, probably giving my good friend Jimmy Armpriester a scare right now, even though Ohio State has the ball. And my other good friend, James Ben Keller. I know both of them are big Buckeye fans. But we'll get to that when we get to sports. First off, a couple was rescued from an ice floe off of Sweden today. They were out long distance ice skating on the frozen waters off the southwestern coast of their home country, when an icebreaker came barreling through, shattering their skating surface into thousands of small floes and stranding the couple on a thin layer of ice. It was about 3 p.m. in the afternoon, meaning the sun would soon set and their beauty idol on the ocean was on the verge of turning into a serious problem, reported the Swedish paper Aftonbladet. Fortunately, one of the pair had a cell phone on hand and called the Coast Guard. Helicopter arrived 12 minutes later to rescue them and also took the photographs of the stunning situation. Patrick Nielsen was lowered to the floe and pulled the couple to safety seconds before the waves could convert the fractured quilt of ice between the two archipelagos into a watery grave. Mafholmen and Gothenburg, if you were wondering. Only when the couple was safely aboard the copter, where they could see how far out in the waters they were, did they begin to realize they could have been in serious trouble. Fortunately, weather was just right for the rescue. So that's definitely good. Couple is in their 30s, flown to a local base in town as safe on Hisingen, an island on southwestern Sweden, where they were checked out. They returned safely home via taxi. So good news coming out of that. It was recommended by two friends of mine, Pete Armstrong and Teddy Seeblees. I was like, I tried checking on my one source, but it wasn't there, so I'm like, okay, click, and boom, this came up, and good story. I have to admit, I like good stories like this. But it came from a station that has had a few recent blow-ups with things, and I still haven't talked about that, because those two were just so irking. And actually, one of the situations, the anchor retracted that one statement because he was so emotional and in the moment. Still, you don't You don't say that on national television. Granted, it's cable TV, and you probably don't get many viewers as it is. But still in all, you don't say that. Because it can blow up in your face. Sean Hannity even called him out. That's when Tucker Carlson retracted that statement. But I'll get to that rant later on. Probably, well, it's a little late right now, but I'll get to that at some point. I'm not gonna worry about this, even though it is a good story. A dog's vocabulary makes her a star. Chaser, the border collie, might have to add celebrity to her repertoire of more than 1,000 words because that's what she's becoming. The 6-year-old dog is currently recognized as world champion for canine word comprehension thanks to 3 years of intensive training in Spartanburg, South Carolina, Wilford College. Psych professors John Pilley and Alliston Reed report in the Behavioral Processes Journal that Chaser learned the names of 1,022 objects, and she demonstrated that she understood meanings of those separate names, categories, and commands in a series of hundreds of fetch trials. Sometimes Dog did better than her handlers, who reportedly had to write the names on 1,022 toys to recall them correctly. Wow, that's interesting. That dogs can develop extensive vocabularies and understand certain words represent individual objects and other words represent categories independent in meaning. Just like children, according to Miss Reed in a news release. Right now, Chaser's vocabulary close to the capacity of a 3-year-old. Her fame's taking on the viral character usually associated with teen pop stars. So, definitely an interesting story with that. I looked at that and I'm like, whoa, that's a shocker for me. Apparently we have a Oh, it's, Huh. Okay. They're talking about the new, I thought it was an actual hurricane when I saw this story. But actually, it's the hurricane Grill and Wings, which has 41 locations, including Scranton, which would come to the city's downtown. Has a variety of locations across Florida, and largest location to date opened in Hartsdale, New York, this past November. So, I definitely read that wrong. But we have something from the military. I had heard a story recently about this Navy captain who ends up losing his command, who loses command of the USS Enterprise, and hosted the videos while he was a lieutenant, while he was second in command there. He was in some crude shipboard humor videos, which pretty much were Commander of the U.S. Fleet Forces, Admiral John Harvey Jr. says Captain Owen honors showed extremely poor judgment in the videos that included anti-gay slurs and sexual innuendo. He was reassigned to an administrative role. Admiral said Navy continues to investigate the case of the videos from 06 and 07 and will look into what other officers aboard the Enterprise knew about them. So, Navy permanently removed him from command of the aircraft carrier over the raunchy videos. When you're in that type of leadership role, you don't do that. That's just plain wrong and definitely lack of good judgment and professionalism. According to similar to what Admiral Harvey said in a written statement. So, therefore, you definitely are concerned. President Obama exhorts Republicans to put their politics aside. The administration hits back against the GOP's attempt at health care repeal. And this coming out of Honolulu. Ending the 2-week vacation, Obama is appealing to newly empowered Republicans to resist jockeying for the White House in 2012 and work with him to get the economy growing and the jobless back to work. I mean, granted, that's a good thing. But really, you don't. The administration of Obama's hit back against Republican threats to repeal the healthcare overhaul law, saying that repeal would take away personal freedoms and put power back in the hands of insurance companies. Here's the thing. The Obama administration's expecting everyone to be required to have insurance. Everyone required. I know myself in, I think maybe, 3-4 years, 2013, I think it is, 2 years now? I thought it was 3, now it's 2. He expects everyone to have healthcare coverage. I mean, you can't force that on a person. You don't know each person's situation, financial situation. That I think is bogus. That's just my personal opinion. As a citizen of this country, I think healthcare is important, don't get me wrong. But you need to be able to afford the healthcare. And in my viewpoint, there's very little affordable healthcare out there. If college students don't have healthcare through their families, how are they supposed to pay for that along with their regular school bills while they're in school? Like if they need to pay off their student account bill, for example, to stay in school. Never mind paying back the loans after. Trust me, I know. I have this situation. I'm thankful enough that my parents were able to get the plus loan the last couple of years, and I was able to get a private loan the first year, so that way I could handle get everything going. And also, thankful enough that I was given gifts my very first year here. So it was a complete blessing there. But I'm ranting and raving too much about all these topics. I will get to these at some point. Stocks ended up a little mixed today after all of them were up on Monday. Rally pushed stocks up nearly 7% in December, took a pause Tuesday as traders shrugged off the pickup in factory orders and sharp rise in monthly sales from GM and Ford. I would have had a video showing you these actual stock changes and last quotes, but unfortunately the video that my friend Nick Hughes from everythingnepa.com wasn't actually working for me to get that for you guys, so I'll just do it as normal and read them down as such. The Dow was up almost 20.5 points to 11,691. NASDAQ Composite was up 10 points plus to, well, actually not up, down, sorry, 2681 and a quarter. And the S&P 500 was down a point and change to 1270 and a fifth. So overall, in the first 2 days of trading for the year, the S&P 500 was up is up 1% on 2011 so far. So that's definitely some good news. As I reported, GM had big monthly sales, rose 2.3% to $37.90 after reporting the sales of cars and trucks in the U.S. rose 6.3% last year. Ford gained 0.8% to $17.38, and GM was $37.90 after Ford reported sales rose 15% in 2010. So definitely some good news coming out of the auto industry after the big bankruptcy woes. And now that we covered pretty much now that I almost ranted for 20 minutes, I did not want to hit that. Yes, definitely almost 20 minutes. Let's get to weather where, well, inside my room in here, I turned up the heat a little too much and I'm sweaty as a pig. I know you probably didn't want to envision that scenario, but you did. Let's go down to Little Rock, Arkansas, where it's a nice, comfortable 45 degrees and cloudy right now, as it is 11:24 in the evening there in good old Little Rock. Showers were expected late tonight down there, 41 degrees for the low. Tomorrow we're looking at partly cloudy skies for, well, today, 55 degrees, because I have January 5th instead of January 4th, even though it's pretty much the night of January 4th. Tomorrow night, tonight it'll be clear, 33 degrees down in Little Rock. So it's gonna take a little dip. The high temp over there was 54 degrees with the average of 49. And in our wonderful home, it was 37, the high in the Mount Cobb Lake Aerial area, and down here in Phoenixville, a 43 degree day. So as we, like I said, as we hit the 10-day forecast, well, not 10-day, 7-day for us. Tomorrow, the 6th, partly cloudy, 52 degrees. Friday, the 7th, sunny, 50 degrees. Saturday, the 8th, and Sunday, the 9th, few showers possible, 53 and 51. Monday, the 10th, also bringing some showers, 51 degrees. Sunny with some wind, 43 degrees, and a little bit cooler than it had been. Come Tuesday, the 11th, like I said, 43 degrees. In the Mount Cobb area, currently, we are looking at 28 degrees, feeling like 29. We're going to be looking at 31 today, under partly cloudy skies up there in the Mount Cobb Lake area, Hamlin, Scranton area. Yes, I know, I cover a lot up there. That's my home area. And as we look at the weather, we're looking at cloudy skies for tomorrow, 30 degrees. Friday the 7th, snow showers possible, 29 degrees. Apparently there were some snow showers earlier this evening. Friday the 7th, Saturday the 8th, snow showers, 26 degrees. Sunday the 9th, partly cloudy, 27 degrees. Monday the 10th, mostly sunny, 30 degrees. And Tuesday the 11th, snow showers enter back into the forecast, 28 degrees. And down here in Phoenixville, it's 28, feeling like 28 right now. And tomorrow will be mostly sunny, 38 degrees. And tomorrow we're looking at 36 degrees with cloudy skies. Excuse me. With snow showers possible, just a few. Friday and Saturday, 35 and 31 respectively. Sunday the 9th, partly cloudy, 35 degrees. Monday the 10th, wonderfully sunny, 37 degrees. And snow showers possible on the first day of classes down here in Phoenixville, 35 degrees, and snow showers possible. And, well, I went through weather pretty quickly. And speaking of Thursday, the Valley Forge Patriots, both guys and girls, are facing Baptist Bible College up in Clark Summit that Thursday at 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. Those of you Valley Forge fans or BBC fans, whichever, who want to swing by Clark Summit, weather should be nice, according to the forecast here. So, to cheer on either the Patriots or the Defenders, whichever. Me, I'd hope you go for the Patriots. But that's me. Avid announcer and supporter. So, the Patriots can continue their win streak after last night's victories against Penn State Brandywine. Girls won 72-53, and the guys, unfortunately, I don't remember their score. I announced it and I don't remember their score. That's probably how tired I was or how hungry I was at 10 o'clock at night. Hence why I did not do a Mikey Report last night. I did one yesterday morning, but not last night. Last night being Monday, not Tuesday night, even though I have it dated for Wednesday. Yeah, it's a little confusing. And I know my brother doesn't get to see this, but I want to wish him a happy birthday for today, January 5th, 2011. He actually turns 34 at around 6 p.m. tonight, so maybe I'll convince my mom to call Keystone. Maybe they have a computer with internet where he can watch the show. Well, I better stop rambling on because I don't know how much more time I get, but I know I'm probably cutting it close. We have some NFL firings. Tom Cable has been fired from the Raiders position. And it is final. The Buckeyes have beaten the Razorbacks 31-26. O-H-I-O! I know my friends who are Buckeye fans would appreciate that. And I think a lot of other Buckeye fans would appreciate that as well. But like I said, Tom Cable was fired as the head coach of the Raiders. Adrian Beltre apparently is going to be a Texas Ranger. He's finalizing a deal with them. And Dan Uggla and the Braves have a $62 million contract on the table. The Michigan Wolverines athletic director has not decided on the fate of Rich Rodriguez yet. And Marvin Lewis of the Cincinnati Bengals gets an extension. So, some big playoff football news. The New Orleans Saints put Chris Ivory, their running back of theirs, on the injured reserve. Matt Hasselbeck and Charlie Whitehurst split the reps up there in Seattle to tune up for their playoff game against the Saints. It's still weird that a 7-9 team is in the playoffs. For me, that's just unheard of. No decision on the Cowboys yet. Titans execs advised the owner to release Vince Young and keep Jeff Fisher. So we shall see what happens there. Miami Dolphins are exploring Jim Harbaugh as a potential coach. The Broncos are planning on interviewing Falcons offensive coordinator Mike Mularkey. That'd be something to see. Panthers want to interview the Niners defensive coordinator Minuski. So we definitely... And Sperano is going to be meeting with the owner soon, I think, to figure everything out there. So we definitely have a lot of big news. Really no news out of the Yankees camp, except they finalized the Feliciano deal. Other than that, there wasn't really anything else going on. We'll have more for you, especially those rants, because I do not want to forget them, on the next episode that I put up. I'm Mikey Edwards, saying good night, God bless, and see you next time on the Mikey Report. Take care, everyone.